the fans for what they were like. I mean, to go out there 2 hours after we were supposed to and see them just, going nuts and cheering us on and rooting us, that was truly amazing.
The Cats had to overcome a shaky start. Brock Vandegrift, in his first college start, had a pass deflected on the opening drive that led to an interception. Vandegrift settled down and ended up with 2 touchdown passes, and Stoops felt the whole offense really found its rhythm in the second quarter.
I liked seeing the run game start hitting, and then, we made some really tough catches as well. Brock, I thought, did a super job of just managing the game, for a guy that, plays, his first time starting like that. And, I thought he did an excellent job of making good decisions, pulling the ball down, scrambling for tough yards, buying time in the pocket to throw it, and then throwing it on time and in rhythm as well.
Third down conversions are a big focal point for the defense this season. They gave up 3 to start the game for Southern Miss, but didn't allow another one. The Golden Eagles ended up 3 for 7 in that stat and only had 1 first down after their first 2 drives. Next up, South Carolina. I'm Tom Leach. That is a look at UK sports. Happy Labor Day.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cub reporter Tom Leach. Joe, it's September now.
Mm-hmm.
Specials at your DQ Grill and Chill. It's BOGO. Buy one, get one of equal, less value, free. Now, that goes for chili dogs, bacon cheese fries, chili cheese fries, loaded fries, small misty slushes, small iced coffee, small malt, small floats, small frozen dilly bars, Buster bars, and Star Kiss. Buy one, get one. Summer Blizzard flavors while supplies last, or buy one, get one. And the confetti dipped cone, any size, Joe, buy one, get one.
Yeah, Rayleigh had one of those last week.
Yes.
One of those confetti dipped cones.
And boy, her mouth and jaw and lap, they all enjoyed it.
Yes, yeah, it wasn't just her belly that enjoyed it.
No.
And got it all over the place.
Yes, she did. It was good.
Yeah, well, buy one, get one then. Love it.
Sausage biscuits on sale for $1.59. And the biscuits and gravy on sale for $2.99. Just a few of the specials that you'll find. And don't forget, if it is your birthday or anniversary, you get a free DQ cupcake. And this Thursday is Factory Day. It's Essity. Everybody that comes in to eat, bring your ID in from Essity. If you work there, everything's half price, excluding the sale items and soft serve. That's the way they do it, where happy tastes good at DQ. And we'll be back, Joe, to talk with center coach Andy Fry. They start up this Saturday, and we've got Garrett coach Crutchfield coming up on the DQ Pigskin Report. You are getting it on 99.5 WHBN, 103.9 FM WHIR, and streaming live at hometownlive.net.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrisburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch.
Hi folks, Mike Gay here, HR Manager with Essity. It's game time, and at Essity, we support our local high school teams. If you're cheering from Titletown for Danville, Boyle County, or DCA, or in Harrodsburg rooting for the Titans or the Bulldogs, or supporting those Golden Lions of GC and Lancaster, remember that Essity is on your team. 70% of our employees reside in these fine communities, and we are your biggest fans. That's Essity, ESSITY.com.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre. I'm the relationship banker for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
And we are live. One of us is anyway here at the DQ Pigskin Report. Again, there's a lot of great specials going on. We told you, don't forget about the $4 breakfast. You get the $7 meal deal. Includes fries, drink, and a sundae. You can't beat that price, Joe. $7.
And to dip the fries in the sundae?
You know what? I taught Super Dave that tonight.
There you go. So what'd you think about it, Super Dave?
He's ordering. He's getting some more to eat.
Okay.
He liked it.
He liked it enough to go get more, I guess.
Yeah, and he's never done that before, so I taught him how to dip his fries.
Good stuff.
All right, let's dip over to Center College. And Coach Fry, just as in high school, the first game of the year holds so much promise and excitement.
Yeah, that's right. We're undefeated. No question. Yeah, we're undefeated, and the biggest part is the kids tired of hitting each other, and so now they get to play a game, and that matters. So that's good. We had an inter-squad scrimmage last week, and then just this Saturday we played Mount St. Joe, and we saw a lot of good things. Now, we played a lot of young guys. Right now we're trying to develop our depth. What better way to do is put them in the fire and let the bullets fly and see how they respond to what they've been coached and taught to do. So that it really ended up being a really good scrimmage for us. We saw some good things. It's like any time in a scrimmage, it's not as bad as you think, and it's not as good as you'd hope. It's always kind of a strange thing. But, you know, when you go in to develop your depth, it's not like you're trying to win. You're trying to teach from it. So that's the best part that came from that.
Going into the game at Hanover on Saturday, how are you health-wise?
We're pretty good. We probably held out 3-4 starters just because they're banged up a little bit, bruised, and we know they can play. So really we had to really concentrate on getting our backups the experience because eventually they're going to be playing. And so that was a good thing. I didn't have any problem not having those guys in. And then some of the starters, we might have played them a series in the scrimmage with Mount St. Joe. And then for the next quarter and a half, we've just played our twos. So I think we're healthy. I think we'll go in healthy. We just got to make sure this week that we don't get anybody injured. And I don't think we will in our practice. I'm talking about just strange things when guys get hurt in these weeks. You know, they roll an ankle because somebody falls down. Quite honestly, that's one thing we coach really hard. If you're on the ground, you're off the field, you're overdoing up downs because you fall on the ground, you're telling us you're not very good.
Tell us what you know about Hanover's offense.
Well, I think they're going to be I think they got two good running backs. I think they can extend plays. They're going to be able to spread you out, and they'll do some gadget things with it. I mean, they'll be a difficult team to defend in regards to schemes, and they're well coached, and so I think that'll be a good thing. And defensively, I think they'll line up right. Now, I think they lost a lot of their defensive linemen from last year. They had a good defensive front last year, but I'm sure they got some good backups and kids they've moved to make it all work. So I think they'll be a very formidable opponent. Last year we didn't play real well, and that's probably a little credit to them. You know, you don't play well if you're playing a team that can force you to make mistakes. I firmly believe we're a lot better football team right now than we were last year at this time, but we'll see.
That's why they play the game.
That's right. That's why they keep score.
What do they like to do on defense?
They're a 40 front. They like to move, like to do twists, like to slant, like to bring maybe edge pressure when they can. I think they're a quarters team, which is kind of a four shell. I think they'll roll into 3 deep. I don't think they man up a lot, but they might. They may have corners that they feel confident that can kind of put a glove on you, and if they do, then I'm sure they'll change. I mean, we'll figure out probably within the first 2 series what they practiced against us.
What will it take for Center College to come home with a victory over Hanover on Saturday?
Well, like always, you can't turn the ball over. You've got to execute what you've coached to do, because normally the first 2 weeks of the season is where you make your greatest improvements. And so you're going to have mental errors. Whoever capitalizes on the mental errors, and to me, turnovers are mental errors too. And so if you can control that and, keep obviously the big play, can't give up big plays. I think the kicking game will be probably pretty strong because that's going to be a lot to do with field position. And I think right now when you're young and you're just starting out. Field position is going to have a lot to do with the outcome of the game. Where you're starting your series, you don't want to be starting inside the 10 every time you get the ball. I mean, you're going to have a difficult time scoring. I think those are the things right off the top of my head, but that's what you say every week. All right. Thanks, Rick.
And that was Coach Andy Fry. Now, Joe, they didn't have a normal Center College year last year, but that's because he played so many young kids. He had to. And I think he's going to bear fruit this year with getting them playing time last year.
And 124 is what you said? Kids on the team?
25, on the team.
Man, insane.
Yeah.
124 kids.
And they don't have the scholarships like a lot of other colleges do either.
No athletic scholarships at Center College. So 124 kids, and that shows, you're doing great things, and kids want to be involved in your program. You got that many that want to play football for you. So.
And I would say they'll probably take about 70 to 80 to Hanover. They won't take the whole bunch.
Yeah, so that's Saturday, Center College in Hanover. Colonels kick off their season on Saturday. Garrett County's 1-1. Let's go to Lancaster, talk with Garrett County head coach Spencer Crutchfield. And, Coach, you won the first game ever played on your brand-new field, and I bet that felt good, didn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's a super exciting atmosphere for the kids, and our community deserved this, and I was just super excited to see how many people were there supporting the team and supporting the school system. So it was definitely a huge night for Garrett County.
Yeah, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, Cameron Peak who scores the first touchdown in the new Garrett County football field's history. And what a game Cameron had. 18 carries, 151, and a touchdown. Another big game for Cameron Peak.
Yeah, Cam, he's been big for us this year. He's our big play guy. He's probably got the most speed on our team. And whenever he's able to turn the corner on people, he's able to make some big plays. And he had a really big play there, scored on that first touchdown. I think it was from 60 yards out. And, and then he carried the mail for us. He packed it 18 times for us and made some really big runs down the stretch to run the clock out as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats from last week compared to this week, Coach, and I guess the biggest difference for you all offensively is the passing game, right? You didn't complete a pass last week. This week you go 7 for 9, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin had a really good game for you at quarterback, and it really balances the offense out when you've got to keep the defense on their heels when they don't know whether you're going to run it or pass it.
Yeah, I mean, Justin, he played huge for us, and it was kind of one of those things. I didn't do a very good job first week putting us in a position to throw the ball. I was trying to grind the clock out and trying to run the football and didn't want to take those opportunities. But, that's kind of who we are, and we got to take those shots when they're there. And, like you said, Justin did a really, really great job. And when we did have those opportunities to take those shots, he completed those passes and made some big plays for us.
Coach, there's a lot to be proud of at Garrett County. You got, obviously, the brand-new field. You also have, without a doubt, one of the best kickers in the area, and Zach Daly hit another field goal for you.
Yeah, Zach's just super, super solid for us. We've had some a couple mishaps on our snaps. They're not giving him a couple opportunities to kick extra points. But, Zach if we can get it down on the tee, he does a really good job of putting it through the upright. So definitely a huge weapon to have.
You got Bullitt Central now coming up on Friday, Coach. You'll be traveling to Bullitt Central, and this is a team that you just saw your cousin Levi at Lincoln County beat on Friday, 17-14. So what do you expect to see out of this Bullitt Central offense, and how much do you bounce ideas off of Levi Rogers there at Lincoln County on how they handled Bullitt Central?
And got kind of his perspective on them and what he thought. And, offensively, they're going to spread the ball around. They basically base out the spread system, and they got a really good little quarterback who's a sophomore who's able to extend plays with his feet and kind of put some pressure on you. And they got definitely a couple capable wide receivers that can make some big plays for them as well. So, we got our hands full on the defensive side just because they can stretch you out, and they do a really good job of running and throwing the football. So we just got to make sure that we match up and understand what they're trying to do out of each set.
Yeah, their quarterback is A.J. Lee. You mentioned he likes to run around. He actually leads the team in rushing and obviously in passing as well because he's their quarterback. So he's kind of their number one talent and number one weapon on offense.
Yeah, he's super talented, and the thing he does best is he extends plays for them, and if something breaks down, he's able to make some big plays for them with his feet, and he definitely throws the ball well on the run.
It looks like he likes to spread the ball around too. They have 7 different receivers that have caught passes this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing is it's hard to tell who they want to go to. They, like you said, they spread it around, and their 2 main weapons are number 87 and number 3. I feel like 83's the speed guy for them, and 87's the big tight end, and they want to try to get them as many looks as possible. And they do a really good job of, when he does get them the ball, they catch it. Even if it's not right on them, they do a good job of getting out of their catching radius and making plays.
Defensively, what do you expect to see out of them, Coach?
Well, they put a lot of pressure on you defensively. They're going to give you multiple sets up front, and they're going to blitz, I would say 85 to 90% of the time. They're going to put pressure on you, and they do a really good job of kind of clogging up the gaps and making you kind of slide out if you're trying to get it up the middle. And they got two pretty good outside linebackers that make a lot of plays for them. So definitely, we're have our hands full just making sure that we have our eyes up on the offensive line and we're understanding what our assignments are and who we're supposed to block on those assignments.
Garrett County and Bullitt Central. It is a Friday night game at Bullitt Central. Fourth ever matchup between these two teams. Played in the 70 and 71 season. Played last year as well. Playing this year. Coach, what do you expect to see Friday night? And how do you get win number 2 under your belt? What do your Golden Lions need to do right?
Well, like I just said, we got to make sure, and it's pretty much every week for us, we establish the line of scrimmage, make sure we're the most physical team on both sides of football, and just play fundamental, mistake-free football and just make sure we're executing our job on both sides of football.
There you go, Garrett County head football coach Spencer Crutchfield. Golden Lions 1-1, and I saw video, Rick, from the new stadium and field and all that. And their lights are a lot like UK's new lights. They can flash with the music. It's just a gorgeous facility they have there in Garrett County.
Oh, neat.
A lot to be proud of.
I did see that. That looks. Lincoln's got that new field. Garrett's got the new field. That's the way of the future, obviously.
Yes, yeah. So.
You know what's new at Fall Blizzards at DQ? The return of the French silk pie, the new caramel Java chip, Oreo fudge brownie, salted caramel truffle, and pumpkin pie and Reese's Pieces cookie dough. Those are all new Fall Blizzards.
Love it. Sounds good to me.
Yes.
I think they have French silk pie. You said that, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's what Rebecca got last week.
Yep. Well, Joe, what's happening next?
Next up, we've got Mercer County head coach Craig East. We've got Danville head coach Frank Parks. They're all coming up next on the Dairy Queen of Harrodsburg Pigskin Report live from the DQ of Harrodsburg. Radio Rick and Super Dave. All right, now I'm back on studio controls and holding it down at Hometown Radio on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and HometownLive.net.
CC Auto Parts and Service.
CC Auto Parts and Service is open for your service and parts needs. CC Auto Parts and Service are offering pickup and delivery for all your auto repairs as well as parts. They have a pay over the phone option if needed. CC Auto Parts and Service are concerned for everyone's well-being and are doing their best at keeping a sanitary and healthy environment. Give them a call at 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service. Service is the difference. We get it.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Ever notice how happy a bird looks perched on your power line? The reason the bird can sit on the power line is that he isn't touching the ground or any other grounded object. We, on the other hand, can't afford to be so carefree. So when you're working outside, the folks at your local electric cooperative remind you to avoid power lines. Always look up and to all sides before hoisting metal ladders and tree pruners into position. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Great. See, we're practically sitting on the field. If you could sit here.
Your food and drinks will be right over.
Oh, yes! For the same price as way up here. Great seats. Right up here with a blimp. Why wouldn't you? It's the same with auto insurance. With discounts up to 40%, it's possible to get the personal service of a State Farm agent for the same or less than those other guys.
See your State Farm agent in Harrodsburg, David Hopewell, and Randy Couch. And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
Oh, come on in. You want something good to eat. It is here at the Harrodsburg DQ Grill and Show. And they got 2 for $5 pretzels with queso cheese. You got cheeseburgers, regular fries, small sundae, any size soft drink, 2 for $5. You pick them. Now, Joe, you'll be happy to hear this. The Cleveland Guardians just defeated Kansas City Royals. They were tied at one point in the division. Now, Class A got his 41st save tonight, and they're 3.5 games up on the Royals.
Oh,
They
what?
won
3.5 games
42.
up.
Yeah.
Because just like last week, the Guardians were like 7-15 in their last 22 games.
Yep.
And they were, for the first time since April, were not in first place by themselves. But so they've caught fire here recently. Then is what you're saying.
Evidently, yes.
Good.
Now, speaking of that, let's catch fire right here in Mercer County. Coach East, you scored 40 points, but Simon Kenton put up 61. But before we go to tell us how the game went, Joe, we got to, and I forgot to do this because I did not get the stats in time, and I apologize for that, but we got to quickly talk about Braden Boffman. What a game that young man had. Let me get the
It was 268 yards on the ground and 5 rushing touchdowns.
268, only on 16 touches, 5 touchdowns. And for good measure, he caught one pass for 37 yards, too.
Yeah, so, that's what, 16 carries for 268? That's a lot more than 10 yards per carry.
Yeah.
It's 15 yards a carry or something like that. Maybe not quite that much, 12 or 13 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he had a massive game. And we've seen Braden play over the last two or three seasons and has all the talent in the world. And you're seeing that come to fruition here this year at Mercer County.
He's got more athletes. I don't Mercer's 0-2, but you got to remember, they've played 2 6A teams.
Yes.
So that's a big
Yeah,
difference.
Simon Kenton and Bullitt East. And then you got this weekend, I think you got Shelby County, right? And I think that they're a class above Mercer County. Aren't they 5A?
Yeah, could
Shelby
be.
County's 5A, I think. That's where Josh Jaggers is, right?
Could be.
Shelby County, I think that's where he went. Shelby County. I have to look that up.
Well, Coach East, tell us how the game went.
Hey, Simon Kenton is very well coached by Coach Lucas. They came out and they had a lot of great numbers. They had some big kids. They had some athletes. They are very well coached, and they kind of overwhelmed us a bit. But, we're still right there in the game. We just got to eliminate all the mental mistakes that we're making. And we're working on that. But like I said before, I really, really like my football team. I play 2 6A schools that, they don't 2 platoon, and we got the same kids playing both ways. And our kids played extremely hard. And in the fourth quarter in both games, we still had an opportunity to put ourselves in a position to win. And we just got to find a way to be mentally tough there and get over the hump, and we will, because I really like my football team.
What about penalty-wise? Did you have a lot of penalties, or was that kind of cleaned up?
Yeah, it was too many penalties. Some of the penalties I didn't agree with, but I'm not going to criticize the officials. It's just we're still making too many mistakes, and the mistakes that we're making are in critical situations. And that's what we give up 61 points, but our defense didn't give up 61. Our offense gave them a touchdown ourselves with a pick six. At the end of the day, defense still got 3 turnovers. So there's a lot of really good stuff, and that's why I said I really like my football team, and I think we're going to be just fine moving forward. Just got to eliminate, a few more critical mistakes and get some mental toughness, and then let's go out there and play football.
There's a former coach in this area that used to say you don't get better by playing Sisters of the Poor. You're going to play these 6A teams, they're going to overwhelm. They're going to have a lot more players, so it's going to be a little tougher. But there again, this is a time that you and your coaching staff can look for some positives out of this.
Oh, we've got a lot of positives. I mean, that's the thing. There's, everything for us is not negative. We're not in the locker room after the game crying and complaining. We just had a nice heart-to-heart. I love our guys. I really love our football team. I think we got a great group of young men. We just got to go out there and eliminate some mistakes and then go out there and play the way we're capable of playing, and I think we're going to be just fine.
Did everybody come out pretty healthy other than bumps and bruises?
Yeah, we got bumps and bruises, but nothing serious. And the biggest thing, as long as we don't have anything serious, stuff that we're going to have to manage for the entire season, we'll get those things managed and make sure that we can stay as healthy as possible. But we're pretty good right now.
You got a Thursday night game at Shelby County. Is that correct?
That is correct. Our game got moved. There is a shortage of officials across the state, and the conference that does all of their games, they needed to move some games to Thursday so that they'd have enough officials to work all the games, and our game is one of the games that got moved. So we're going to play on Thursday night.
Okay. Tell us, Coach, what do you know about Shelby County's offense?
Well, offensively, they lost their best player, but they still have athletes. They got a really good quarterback. They're pretty solid up front, and they have some athletes on the perimeter. So we're going to have to be very, very well prepared. They haven't scored a point in the last 2 games, but that doesn't matter. Every week is a new week, and if we come out and we don't play the way we're capable of playing, then we'll give up points, and we don't want to do that. We want to go out and play our best football going into this week. But they're going to be solid on offense.
Do they have a pretty big line, and what does the quarterback like to do? Run, throw, both?
Well, he's a little bit of both. He's a dual threat quarterback. He had a pretty decent sized line, and they're fairly athletic up front as well. So that's what I'm saying. They got plenty of athletes down there. They got some big kids. We're going to have to be ready to play football.
What about defense? What do you think they're going to try to do to you?
Well, they kind of mix up their fronts a little bit between a 4 and a 3 down. You know, they play a little bit of coverage, and then they play some man. They got some athletes to play man. They're pretty solid in the middle at the linebacker position, and they're outside linebackers. So we're going to have our work cut out for us because, again, they do have good size on the defensive front. Their linebackers are good size. They run well, and they're athletic in the secondary. We got our hands full with this group, and we got to get prepared. And it's a short week, so we got to be ready.
How about their special teams? What do they look like there?
Well, same. I mean, you know, they got the same kids kind of like us, where they got the same kids playing on offense. They got the same kids playing on defense. Their kicking game is decent. They can kick and cover. We got to be ready for any kind of specials or trick plays or onside kicks. We got to do a really good job of making sure we secure the football because they are opportunistic, and if they have the opportunity, they will turn us over.
Final question, Coach. What's it going to take for Mercer County to come out of there with a victory Thursday night over Shelby County?
Well, we got to eliminate all the mental errors. That's number one. Eliminate those, score more points than they do, tackle well on defense, and continue to take the football away. And then special teams, you know, once again, do something to help us turn the game in our favor. So I'm really pleased with how our special teams is playing. We need to continue.
Coach, best of luck in practice the rest of the week and in the game on Thursday night. We look forward to talking to you again next Monday night.
All right, man. Sounds good, Rick. Go Titans.
There you go, Mercer County head football coach Craig Yeast. By the way, Josh Jaggers is the head coach at Shelby County.
Oh.
We're correct about that. Incorrect about their class. I thought they were 5A. They are 4A, so the same class that Mercer County's in. That is a Thursday night kickoff.
Yep.
Again, note that because of the officials, they were kind of spread thin with officials, had to move that game to Thursday. So that'll be Thursday night, 7:30. We'll have that game here on WHBN. We'll go to Danville now, talk with head coach of the Admirals, Frank Parks. And Coach Parks, your first home game wasn't in Admiral Field. It was actually at Center College. It was a home game that wasn't quite a home game. Tell us exactly how that came to be, you all playing at Center College.
Well, it was a very rapid process. To be honest with you, it was actually I got a text from one of my assistants, like right before 6 a.m. asking if I knew anything about the stadium lights, and I was like, I didn't. Then when I got to school, I was briefed on a couple of the lights where I went out, and they just had checked them a couple of weeks ago, so everyone thought that they were good, and then they just happened to go back because there was the middle school game the night before it, and painting the field, and some of the lights have blown, and it was an electrical issue. I'm thinking they leaked, so they had to talk to Center Thursday morning, and it pretty much came to fruition Thursday afternoon.
Do they think they're going to have that issue remediated by this Friday for the game versus Lincoln?
Well, we out of school today, so I haven't really talked to anyone, but I knew somebody was there Friday looking at it, and they just to be safe, went ahead and moved it, even if it was ready to go Friday night, just in case they might have went back out. So I will find out more later this evening or tomorrow about the moving of the game or still playing at home.
Let's talk about the Pulaski County game real quickly, Coach. We knew that you had your hands full. This is a really good Pulaski County team, lots of size. Tell us, Coach, what they were able to do against your Admirals on Friday night.
Well, like you said, it was a bunch of size. So basically, they just ran the ball at us, knowing that they had that advantage, size and strength, and they pretty much just ran downhill at us and used their advantages to, be able to execute and move the ball. So basically, they just lined up and ran downhill at us using their size and strength.
Yeah, how much of that, Coach, is just like getting, I know you said you all worked hard in the weight room in the offseason, just continuing those weight room workouts and getting bigger and stronger?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot to do with it because, you talk about some of our guys, especially our skilled guys who've been in the weight room really one good off season. You think about when they came in as freshmen, they didn't get here to that summer, so this winter was their first real winter workout, and they got stronger and gained a little bit. But as you get older and naturally been in the weight room for consecutive years, you get that size and strength that we seen on Friday night. So, that was one of those things where we just behind because we playing those young guys when it came to that strength. When you got those younger guys and they playing varsity.
Yeah, you got Lincoln County coming up here, Coach, on Friday, and this is a Lincoln County team that's 2-0. They've got wins over Garrett, over Bullitt Central. Levi Rogers doing good stuff there in his first year at Lincoln. What do you expect to see out of this Lincoln County offense?
Well, they like to run the ball. They're getting a little pro set. They'll try to manage the clock and, move the chains by, 3 or 4 yards here and there, whatever. So they're going to try to run the ball. They're going to be simple but effective on defensive side. They play very hard. I told our kids this morning we have to match their effort and their sheer will because, they're not the Pulaskis of the world, but they play just as hard, if not harder, when it comes to being in between those lines. So we have to match that intensity.
Yeah, they make it difficult, too, because they got so many guys that run the ball. Their quarterback, Tucker Foster, is probably a better runner than he is thrower. I mean, he's second in the team in rushing, so you got a quarterback who can run. You got their number one running back, Cash Smith, who can run. Bryce Bob Floyd behind them as well. So there are multiple weapons in the backfield.
Oh, yes, and that's what they do well. They understand their strength, and they use the quarterback and running backs and do some different things to make sure their best threats have the ball in their hands at all time. Like you said, they're going to run the ball better than they throw the ball. So, that's where we got to put our emphasis at, is in stopping the run.
Defensively, Coach, they played pretty well over their first 2 weeks of the season. Held Garrett County to 20, held Bullitt Central to 14 last week, kicked a field goal with about 30 seconds left to win that one over Bullitt Central. What do you expect to see out of Coach Rogers' defense?
They very sound. They don't try to do more than what they're capable of doing. They all pursue to the ball. They play very hard, and they understand who they are, so they're going to try to limit big plays and make you drive and, make you eat up clock so they can keep that low-scoring game.
Coach Frank Parks of the Admirals. Coach, what's the keys to a win Friday night against Lincoln County?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, first is we got to match that intensity and compete throughout the entirety of the game, and we got to execute offensively, just make sure we aren't shooting ourselves in the foot and make sure we understanding our assignments. And, basically we got block, tackle, and, run and catch, the basic fundamentals. And we got to do it at a high level with a lot of intensity. And at the end of the day, you got to go out and compete.
That's Danville head football coach Frank Parks. Admirals hosting Lincoln County. That'll be a Friday night game, 7:30. Hopefully they can get that played at Admiral Stadium this Friday.
Yeah, Campbellsville students, Joe, and staff, with their ID, get 20% off everything except sale items, promotions. If that's not enough, Harrodsburg DQ only, all military and veterans get 50% off regular menu items.
Wow, 50%?
55%.
Wow. And that's for veterans and who now?
That's for all military and veterans.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes, love that. Good stuff. Hey, we're at the Dairy Queen of Harrodsburg. We are. I'm not. Radio Rick is. Yeah. Super Dave is there. I'm back in studio, and you can go out there and have dinner and talk high school football with Radio Rick, and we're talking with the area coaches here in the DQ Grill and Chili Harrodsburg Pigskin Report live from the Dairy Queen in Harrodsburg on 103.9 FM WHIR, 99.5 FM WHBN, and stream live online at hometownlive.net.
Are you considering a new home purchase or maybe a remodel? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Jason Tyler. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Harrodsburg. As part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-734-3316 and let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank is Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hometown Radio's Big Deals offer is out of this world. It's Cosmic Bowling. Experience bowling with an outer space-like atmosphere. Black lights, strobe lights, and pattern lights accent the hit music that beats over the speakers. The lights and music effects make it an out-of-the-world experience. It's all at Galaxy Bowling and Entertainment Center in Richmond. Go have a lot of family fun with our Big Deals Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party. The party includes 2 hours of bowling shoes for up to 6 people, a large pizza, and a pitcher of soda. The retail value is up to $85. At Big Deals online store, get the Pizza, Pins, and Pepsi party for just $49. Yes, $49. What a deal. It's a big deal out of this world. Shop and save at Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net, hometownlive.net.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Big deals at hometownlive.net.
Intercounty Energy wants you to put safety first when you're working outside this summer. Always look up to see if there are overhead power lines, and be sure to stay clear of them. For safety's sake, always hire a professional to trim trees instead of doing it yourself. Remember, a tree limb cut in the wrong place could fall on a power line and cause you a world of hurt. If you do decide to do the work yourself, always protect your eyes and hands by wearing safety glasses and gloves. Intercounty Energy cares about your safety. Look up, be alert, and stay safe.
Is your vehicle in need of maintenance or repair? Perhaps you work a full-time job, have kids to run here and there, and can't be without your vehicle for days. We at CC Auto understand. We offer free pickup and delivery and same-day service on most all repairs. Let us take some of the load off your shoulders. Call CC Auto now at 734-9515. 734-9515.
CC Auto Parts and Service is the difference. We get it.
Hi folks, Mike Gay here, HR Manager with Essity. It's game time, and at Essity, we support our local high school teams. If you're cheering from Titletown for Danville, Boyle County, or DCA, or in Harrodsburg rooting for the Titans or the Bulldogs, or supporting those Golden Lions of GC and Lancaster, remember that Essity is on your team. 70% of our employees reside in these fine communities, and we are your biggest fans. That's Essity, ESSITY.com.
And now, back to the DQ Pigskin Report.
That guy's whistling. We don't get whistles, then we got a guy doing that, whistling right there. We've got
I'll stick around for that.
Don't forget, in September, it's the BOGO at Harrisburg Dairy Queen. Buy one and get one at equal less value, absolutely free. And we're talking about chili dogs. You like a chili dog, you buy one, you get one. Bacon cheese fries, chili cheese fries, loaded fries, small misty slush, iced coffee, malts, floats, small dilly bar, a small freezer, dilly bar, Buster bar, or Star Kiss. Again, buy one, get one. And the confetti only, dipped cone. That's the only one that's buy one, get one. So there you go.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Go to Stanford to talk with Lincoln County head football coach Levi Rogers. And coach, how's it feel to have your Patriots at 2-0?
Yeah, it feels good. Happy for my guys. Happy for the way we battled it out. You know, it wasn't the cleanest game for us, but like you mentioned, 2-0 is really all that matters right now.
Yeah, it's kind of, like you said, it wasn't the cleanest game, kind of a weird game. You start off, you score your first 2 possessions, you go up 14-0, and then there's almost no offense after that. Bullitt Central scores, I think, twice to tie it up at 14-all, and defense is kind of locked down for both teams after that, Coach. It's strange to see you go in so easily first 2 drives, and then the defenses battle it out after that.
Yeah, well, we had another drive there, too, right before half where we went down the field, and unfortunately, second week in a row, we fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line going in. So, really, we should have been up 21-0 at half, but unfortunate turnover there. And I told our guys, I think that turnover we kind of let hang around moving into the second half. We come out kind of flat, and Bullitt Central kind of got on us in that second half. So, we got to be better, more consistent of just playing all 4 quarters. And but one thing about it, I told them, I said, even with the letdowns, ton of mistakes that we made, you know, I was happy to see them find a way to win at the end of the game.
Yeah, and that came off the foot of your kicker who made a 19-yard field goal, Colby Towns, with about 27 seconds left to win it for you all 17-14, Coach. You got faith in Colby to be able to make those kicks.
Yeah. Kobe's a kid. Really proud of Kobe. Really happy for the moment. And him being able to make that. He's been kicking here. This is his 4th year as a kicker. So Kobe's definitely put in the work. He's a very consistent guy. He's at practice every single day. Works hard. He even tries to jump in on the scout team. So really proud of Kobe. Glad we got Kobe, and good to see us pull out the win there at the end.
Yeah, and I saw this was Lincoln County's first made field goal in like 5 seasons, and it was a big one for you all to put you to 2-0.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the first one made. I heard Kobe tell me after the game that's the first one that he's made, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But, just really happy. Like I said, it was ugly for us. We started out the game really well and then kind of went into a lull, started making mistakes, but, was able to find a way to win, and that's good because with our guys, we're still a pretty young football team, and it's good to see them instead of dropping heads and those things, starting to turn this thing to where we're looking for the positive and finding ways to win. So I'm happy for my guys.
Coach, you got Danville on Friday. This is an Admiral team that is obviously struggling. They're 0-2 to start off this year. What do you know about this Danville team, first of all, with their offense? What do you expect to see out of the Admirals offensively?
I've watched the first couple films. We're doing some coaching meetings right now. The kids just left. But, they got some good athletes. They get in, run some spread formations, run a little bit of option here and there, trying to get the ball to their best guys, as most people do. So we'll have to be sound defensively. They obviously always do have some speed that can take it the distance if you don't tackle well. So we just got to get back to our basics and make sure that, we block and tackle well.
They also run a little bit of a 2-quarterback system. At least they have occasionally in the first couple of games. Shandon Carter and Levi Doyle. You got Shandon, who maybe is more of an athlete, and you've got Levi, who maybe more of a pocket passer, so you kind of have to deal with that, too, for your defense.
Yeah, I've noticed them rotating those guys. I didn't know if they just put it in rotation or if one was getting hurt or what. I wasn't really sure, but you're right. The first kid, Shandon, I guess, is he's a much better, athlete, runs. They roll him out, move the pocket a lot with him in there, so that can be really dangerous for us. And then the Doyle kid, I thought, kind of executes the offense well, and he throws some good balls too. So we'll have to make sure that we understand what both of them's good at, depending on who's in the game, and make sure our eyes and we read our keys the way we need to on defense.
Defensively, what do you expect to see out of them, Coach?
I've seen them line up Coach Parks has ran a 4-4 in the past, so I expect to see some of that with the way we kind of ran the ball in the first couple games. But they've also shown a little bit of a 3-3 stack, kind of some 3-5 look, different stuff. So we got to just be ready kind of for anything. That's what I told our guys. We need to make sure we're sound on our blocking schemes and what we need to do, running backs, receivers, and linemen, because they're going to give us some different looks up front, so we got to make sure we're prepared for all of them.
With Lincoln County head football coach Levi Rogers. Coach, I'm looking at the head-to-head. Last time Lincoln County beat Danville, besides that 2004 forfeit for Danville, was back in 1988 when Lincoln shut out Danville 20-0. So what do you need to do, and your Patriots need to do to top the Admirals to get that win and for you all start off a big 3-0 record?
Yeah, it's big talk around here. We've only beaten Danville once in school history, so it'd be good to get another one against them, but we're going to have, like I said, we got to come out and we got to execute what we're supposed to be doing. We can't turn the ball over. We got to play all 4 quarters. That's something that we've been preaching to the guys, kind of make sure we start fast, that kind of thing, but it's got to be consistent effort, consistent execution for all 4 quarters, and I think we'll be okay.
Lincoln County head football coach Levi Rogers, 2-0, and looking to go to 3-0 Friday night in a game that hopefully we played at Admiral Stadium. Still trying to get information there on the light situation, but scheduled for Admiral Stadium Friday at 7:30. And you heard Coach Rogers say one time in Lincoln County football's history they've beaten Danville. That happened in the 1988 season.
Wow.
So it's been a while, so to say.
Yep, and Danville's just, they're struggling. That's another way to put it. So this could be a trap game for Lincoln if they overlook Danville, because, again, they do have some athletes and they usually have speed. So speed kills. Remember that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly right.
All right, let's round it out with Bull County Coach Haddock's total domination across the board, leading you to a 48-8 win over Bryan Station.
Yeah, I thought our group played pretty well, executed at a high level. The defense played really good, got their offense off the field. and then we got rolling.
57 yards rushing, 9 yards passing. I mean, that's total domination by that defense of yours. You had 246 yards passing, 419 total yards. Time of possession was nearly even, and you were 4 out of 5 in the red zone area. So a lot of positives there for you.
Yeah, we made some plays. I said some guys made some plays. I thought Baylor was very efficient. Baylor Murphy, I felt like our offensive line did a good job getting a push. And then some of our skill guys made some big-time plays in the reception game, too. And then I thought we blocked well on the edge. We talk a lot about that and blocking on the edge. I think Landon Smith did a great job on the edge. Jordan Brown, Gio on the Gates Feltner's first run for a touchdown did a great job. He was running his guy out of the back of the end zone, did a great job with him. And then our young guys got in and played well. Guy Turner come in and threw a touchdown, threw 2 touchdowns. So, we had some guys, Jakeem Ray, Lyndon Smith, those guys all made some big plays.
Spread the ball around passing. Quisenberry had 4 catches, 2 for Lyndon Smith, 2 for Gio Brown, 2 for Mari Brown. And when you can spread that ball around, it makes the guys feel more a part of running their routes harder.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Of some guys score the touchdowns, but now a lot of guys make the plays. We celebrate making the play more than we do the touchdown. Gage Feltner made a great run, but Gio made the play by doing this. Last week, Seneca Driver scored a touchdown, caught a corner for a touchdown pass. Tavy made the play. He had 3 guys going at him. He ran his route the right way. It opened up what was coming up there. So we got to have a lot of guys make plays for us to score.
I thought Gage Feltner and Josiah Richards both stood out on defense. Both were hitting hard out there.
Yeah, Josiah, he did a great job. He's played really well. He plays with an edge, very athletic, and gets to the ball and understands what we need him to do. And he's been played really at a high level so far this year.
Now, you were able to get the guys, the starters out, and like you said, get some reps for the other guys. Everybody pretty much healthy coming into this game on Saturday?
Yeah, everybody's healthy, feel good. I mean, obviously it's the 3rd game, so everybody's got a few little nicks and bruises. And as soon as you start putting those pads on, you're never feeling completely 100% right off the bat. But our guys are ready to go.
Tell us, how did this game with St. Edwards come about, Coach?
The Danville game kind of got pulled out from under us, so then we needed a game. It was late in the year. Usually we schedule games over a year in advance. We put it out on a listserv, which is for all the coaches. I put it in Ohio, put it in Indiana, Tennessee, everywhere around looking for a game. Nobody, Kentucky obviously responded. And then we had a few other options. Dates didn't match up. St. Edward reached out to us. They had a late cancellation too on theirs. And we just looked at it. Hey, this is a game, one of the top games in the country. Really puts our program up there. St. Ed's is a top 15, probably rated nationally program. It's a challenge for our guys. So ended up getting a game together. Their athletic director and then Travis Lefew and our board got all that going.
Tell us what the film tells us about their offense.
They're really good, big up front, got a really good running back, probably, 5'8", 5'9", 185 pounds strong, be a junior. Ran really well. I think he ran for over 1,000 yards last year. Got good receivers, are solid across the board, and a quarterback who he started a few games last year for them, and then obviously coming back going to be a senior.
What about defense? What are you liable to see from them?
They're like a 4-2-5. They'll play some odd front. They're really athletic in the back end. Up front, they're not huge, but they play really well. They're very disciplined. They got a linebacker, number 32. He's going to Coastal Carolina, a really good player. He'll play some offense for him, too. He's like a blocking back. But really well coached and play hard.
How do the special teams look?
Last week, they ended up winning the game special teams-wise. They returned a kick, they blocked the punt and scored, and they do a really good job on special teams. So we've got to get after it on special teams and really be efficient and keep the ball in front of them and make them drive it.
Last question, Coach. What's it going to take for Boyle County to come away with a victory Saturday over St. Edwards in Ohio?
Well, I think it's limited to big play. You can't let them big play you. We got to take care of the ball. Can't turn the ball over in special teams. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to whoever blocks and tackles is best and gets lined up and handles that. Our kids are going to compete. It don't matter if we were in Alaska or Florida or wherever we're at. Our kids are going to show up. They're going to compete. We know that. They're not going to be afraid of the competition. And we're looking forward to going up playing against some of the country's best.
Well, Coach, best of luck in practice and in the game. And we will see you up there. We're traveling up there to do the game, too.
Awesome. Y'all be careful. Go Rebels.
There you go.
There you go. It's interesting trying to, like I'm thinking about trying to do research on this team, and my preview show starts on Friday, and just trying to think, where do you find information on a team from Ohio? I guess you just start Googling stuff and see what you can find. I think you had mentioned they're top 15 in the nation.
Yeah.
They've won a certain number of consecutive state championships in their class in Ohio too. So this is going to be the toughest opponent that Boyle County has faced probably in the Justin Haddock's era. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Yeah, this is going to be a really it's going to be a tough battle, I think, for both, because I'm not sure if they've seen the kind of speed that Boyle County has. So that's going to be interesting to see how they prepare and how they can handle Boyle's speed.
Yeah. We know what Boyle County brings to the table, right? And I think what Coach Haddock said is exactly correct. They're going to compete regardless of where they play.
Yeah.
So we know what Boyle County brings to the table. We have no idea anything about this other team. And so, you feel confident knowing how good Boyle County is, but you also feel less confident because you have no idea anything about the team that you're playing. So it's just going to be interesting for you all going up there to that game, calling that game, and seeing, just how good the state of Ohio's best is versus the state of Kentucky's best. It's going to be a really fun game there on Saturday.
Just ask Coach Stoops. How many great athletes come from the state of Ohio?
I know, yeah.
They never did think before trying to get them. Go ahead quickly, the games.
Yeah, Thursday night, Mercer County is at Shelby County. 7:30 kickoff on WHBN. Friday, Lincoln County at Danville on WHIR. Garrett County at Bullitt Central on Z105. 7:30 kickoffs on those. Saturday, Boyle County taking on St. Edwards. 1 o'clock kickoff on WHIR. And UK versus South Carolina Saturday afternoon. 1:30 coverage gets underway, Z105.
Center College is at Hanover and Indiana at 1 on Saturday. Thank you, Super Dave. Thank you, Joe, back at the station. Thank you all for listening. It's been another live sports presentation of the Hometown Radio Network. Be good sports fans.
This has been the DQ Pigskin Report, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agents, CC Auto Parts and Service, Whitaker Bank, Essity, DQ. Join us every Monday evening at 6 during the football season for the Pigskin Report on the Hometown Radio Network and hometownlive.net.
This is WHBN Harrodsburg, The Rooster, broadcasting on AM 1420 and now FM 99.5. Now, the news.
It's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock.
News Radio. I'm Brian Shook, Vice President.